Good morning. It's Friday morning, July the 3rd. I'm coming to you from my office. The building's empty. Everyone is taken off for the weekend of July the 4th. And I'm so glad that we live in a nation, though not perfect, yet we enjoy a liberty like no other people on the face of this earth. I have titled today's devotional, Don't Be a Fool, Character Does Matter. Now, our scripture reading is from 2 Kings chapter 9, 10, and 11. And today's story begins quite an intrigue of political corruption, debate, the power, the force of a great prophet. Courageous in his demeanor and his delivering of the word of the Lord. And so we come to the question today of character. You might remember in the early 1990s, there was a presidential race that pondered whether or not character matters. And sadly, in today's world, the subject of character and integrity has become so unimportant that it is no longer a discussion or even a debate. Now, what is character? Character is, in my definition at least, it's a moral compass, an internal standard that charts a man's course in life, determines his conduct and destiny. A man's character is defined by his moral values and can prove to be either a blessing or a curse to his family, his friends, and to others. Now, the 2 Kings chapter 11 opens up with a description of a tragic time in the nation of Judah, that is the southern two tribes. Judah and Benjamin, and part of Simeon making up the nation of Judah. And we find in 2 Kings 11 in the opening verses the very depravity of the soul of not only man, but of woman, especially when they're driven by a covetous heart that is set upon power, position, and possessions. Now, Elisha had prophesied that the wicked king Ahab and his wife Jezebel's lineage would be forever cut off. And sadly, that becomes true as we continue to watch the wickedness that was present in that empire. Now, the prophet Elisha was moved by the Lord to give one of the younger priests a box of oil, and he was told to go and to anoint Jehu to be king of Israel. Now, obeying the Lord's command, Jehu then set out to kill every heir of Ahab's seed. Once he was proclaimed the king, he began to seek to secure the throne for himself, and it had God's blessing. And all the sons of Ahab were to be slain. Now, when Jehu went out to kill Ahab's seed and all of his sons, he found not only Ahab, but he also found Ahaziah, the king of Judah, and he slew both kings. Now, Jehu's next act was to order that Jezebel be cast down from the window of her palace. And true to Elijah's prophecy, her body was consumed by dogs. Now, when the news of King Ahaziah's death reached Jerusalem, the king's mother, Athaliah, she was the daughter of King Ahab and Jezebel, decided to move and secure the throne of Judah for herself. And she ordered a murderous rampage of all of the sons of Ahaziah. And truly, all the sons would have been put to death, except for the intervention of one who was the aunt of Ahaziah and his nurse. They took the infant son of Ahaziah, his name is Joash, and they hid him and then later moved him to the temple where he would live the next 6 years in secret. In the seventh year of Queen Athaliah's reign, Jehoiada, a priest in the temple who would live 130 years and was the chief priest, called together the commanders of Judah's army, and he revealed to them Joash, the king of Ahaziah, was alive. Now, he was a mere boy, only 7 years of age, but he was the rightful heir to the throne of David, being of the lineage of that great king. Now all the military leaders swore allegiance to this boy, the king of Judah. And Jehoiada the priest ordered that Athaliah, the queen mother, be executed outside the temple grounds. Now, following the death of Athaliah, the nation of Judah enjoyed a season of spiritual revival. Jehoiada renewed the nation's covenant with the Lord, that they should be the Lord's people, and he directed the destruction of the altars of Baal that had been erected in Judah during the reign of Athaliah. Now, Joash, or Jehoash, as he's also mentioned in the scripture, was only 7 years old. And he was profoundly influenced by the high priest over the course of his life and reign. And we read in chapter 11 and verse 20 of 2 Kings, all the people of the land rejoiced, and the city was in quiet. Might I make an observation as I close? There are some today who would try to silence the preachers and silence the pulpit and silence the church, that nothing should ever be said of a political nature, that all that we should be concerned with is the gospel. Well, the weight of Scripture goes against that idea. Not only does it not have any spiritual basis or principle other than somebody's opinion, but the fact is all of the great priests, or I should say the great prophets of the Old Testament, were known for speaking out not only against the sins of the nation, but often against the leaders themselves. In this day of great wickedness in America, to silence the pastor in the pulpit is not only that which goes against the weight of Scripture, but for any preacher that falls to such an idea and advice of others, it would be a dereliction of duty. God help us if there's ever a day that America needs pastors and preachers who speak with boldness, not only preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ, but addressing the wicked sins of the nation. It is this day. Do not be silent. Do not be intimidated. Now is the hour to speak with boldness, as did the prophets. God bless you. I come back with more on this thought later tomorrow. May you have a blessed day as we rejoice in the freedom that we are given as a result of the sacrifices of those men and women who have gone before us. May we be a passionate people. May we be outspoken in matters that are moral. More and more, the politics of this nation is that which is legislating immorality. We cannot be silent. We must speak with passion God's truth. And I pray that I might be able to be an example of that. The Lord bless you. Have a great day. God bless.